Hello everyone, LP Mainville here for Ontario Volleyball, and in this short video I want to talk about this year's OVA High Performance Athlete Identification Matrix. This matrix is the tool that will be used to evaluate players through the Ontario identification process that will lead to the Team Ontario programs in the summer of 2017. So the purpose of the matrix is simple. It is basically to outline the profile of a targeted Team Ontario athlete. So this matrix will tell you what an ideal Team Ontario athlete should be able to achieve. It will list the outcomes that they need to achieve and the standards at which they need to achieve them. It will provide athletes with a more objective evaluation rather than use subjective scoring like it was done in the past. It will also facilitate the individualized feedback process by giving the athletes at the end of the season, when they receive their feedback, specific objectives that they should work towards in order to improve and eventually be part of Team Ontario. So let's look at the matrix. What we need to see here is that the matrix is divided in skills, which are further divided in outcomes below. Then beside we can see the outcome description. So for example, if we take the outcome of location for serving, we look in the outcome description and we will know that this outcome means that the athlete needs to be able to serve the whole court consistently, that the player shows control of the serve and can place it around specific players in gaps and open court according to the game plan. Now, if we go further, we can go to the next column and we will have the objectives for 16U and 17U and 18U. And those objectives describe what the outcome looks like. So these objectives are what the evaluators will be looking for. All right. So this is also what's going to provide the feedback at the end of the process so that the athletes know exactly what they need to work on. So the way this is going to work is that evaluators will use this matrix and look at all the outcomes and provide a score between 1 and 3. A 1 for an outcome would be and would signify that the athlete does not meet the standards for this particular outcome. A 2 would mean that the athlete partially meets the standards for this outcome, and a 3 would mean that the athlete clearly meets the standard for this outcome. Now, the standards are based on national performance and the top level athletes in the country. Now, if you can see on this matrix, some outcomes have been highlighted in orange. In the matrix that you will have on the website, it might be a different color, but they are highlighted in this color right here because they won't be evaluated by the evaluators. And the reason is that the outcomes that are in orange are difficult to observe in the setting that we will be running the evaluations in. So watching players play in an OVA tournament will not give enough information to the evaluators to assess, for example, leadership, focus, emotional control, and those things like that. So these outcomes will be evaluated during Team Ontario training, but not during the identification process. They are still there to provide you with an idea of what the profile of an ideal Team Ontario athlete looks like so that you know what the athletes should look or should work towards. But in terms of getting feedback and being evaluated through the process, these won't be part of it. So your son or daughter will receive feedback on all of the other ones and all of the outcomes that are in white in this matrix. Now, the last thing I'm going to say is for the technical aspect of each skill, you can click on these links here and it will take you to a Volleyball Canada page where you will find pictures and specific description of the skill itself, so you know what it should look like at the highest level. So this is the OVA High Performance Athlete Identification Matrix. It should give you all the information you need in order to know what Team Ontario evaluators will be looking for. I wish you the best of luck and have fun playing volleyball.